Hello, welcome. It's Resident Rooster. Today we have a special guest. This is going to be a live deck profile. So, what's your name and what did you place?
I'm Rudy Mendez, and I played Mystic Mind Burn at the PPG Dallas last week, top 32, and I got 24th place.
Nice. Let's see that spicy deck list.
Yeah. Alrighty, so two monsters, just DD Guide. Basically what it does is, it's not an activated effect. As soon as I normal summon it, it just switches control to my opponent. This is really good for my, my staple card, Mystic Mind. That way, so I can automatically lock my opponents out of using monster effects. The main troll card, everybody hates, but Mystic Mind, everybody knows what that does. Hopefully it doesn't get banned in the next list. I did play triple field barrier at the tournament, but after the tournament I actually took one out because it was kind of bricky whenever I draw two. Sometimes it came up, most of the times, it was really, really good whenever I already had my full combo. Another staple card, triple Calling Another Old Man. A lot of people use the wave motion cannon, but to me, I found out that this was actually a lot better because I can actually either gain life points or I can burn my opponent, and so the counters on it, they actually stack, so I don't have to remove the counters in order to activate their effects. Whereas wave motion cannon, you activate their effect, you take off the counters, and it just leaves the field. So this to me was actually really, really broken. And in two of my duels, I actually was able to get to like 18,000 life points and ended up just burning my opponent and just making him cry.
Pretty broken.
Exactly. Another ace card, triple Part of Extravagance. This actually came up in like 95% of my duels. Mostly all the time I actually opened up one. The one matchup that I had with Sky Striker, the guy actually ashed every one of my pots, which made me cry. But ultimately, it's a really, really good card. Maybe in March it's probably going to get reprinted, but ultimately this is one of the staple cards that you need to have in this type of deck.
Nice.
Next card, triple Pod Duality, more draw power, more consistency. I just love it, just searching my deck and actually seeing what I can draw. The downside to it is just my opponent, once they see what I'm playing, they can kind of have an idea of how to out it. But once I get my full combo with Mystic Mind Field Barrier, it's almost never denied because they really can't do anything. They can't ash it. Sometimes they'll have some back row removal, but really and truly this it's one of the good staple cards. Triple Demise of the Land, another metaverse basically. I love this card. It actually came up in a few of my duels with heroes, with basically all the meta decks that special summons. They really had no other out to it because since it activates from deck, it's unashable in a sense, and I just love it because of the fact it's a quick play spell, so I can activate it whenever they special summon it, get it off the field, activate my mind, and basically stop their play. Double Goddess Gold Oracle. A lot of people wanted to play 3, but to me, it's actually better with 2 because I can actually search this with another card in my deck that I'll mention later. But I really don't want to have 2 of these in my hand because it can be really bricky. And really and truly, you're only resolving one of these in a duel. Once you have one on the field, the other one is kind of just seems useless, but it's really just a staple card in your hand for whenever you get the other card, which I'm going to mention later on in this profile. Double Prohibition. A lot of people really had no outs to this when I was calling Cosmic Cyclone, Evenly Matched. This was a really, really broken card to use in most of my duels because once I shut down their back row or the removals, they really had no other out to do. And basically it just kind of helped me win the game, set up my board, and just kind of go and pass, and then just burn for game. Double Card of Demise. Same thing with the Pot of Duality. I want to resolve this as best as I can. Sometimes I got ash. Sometimes when I had 2 in my hand, I would just activate 1, bait out the ash if I hadn't already had my board set up. But the other one is just a staple card for this next card right here, Left Arm Offering. Double Left Arm Offering. What it does, banish your hand, minimum of 2, and then you can fetch a spell card from your deck, and then you can activate it. So this is one of the main reasons why I play triple pot, triple extravagance, just because of the fact, and if I see multiple cards in my hand, once I draw this, it's basically just an extender, and I can search out Mystic Mind or any other card that I need. The one Terraforming, Obviously, no reason why not to have that one. And then one of the best cards in the deck, Final Countdown. I actually resolved this in 4 of my duels, and once it resolves, people really had no way to out it. Not only that, once they see the counters and the dice just clicking up, they really just kind of either scooped or they just had no out, and I would win on that one. Now onto the traps. Triple Dark Bribe, very staple card. Triple Storm Dusters, triple Solemn Judgment, and then the one Metaverse. Nice. Basically, all these cards, very necessity in the game. Just removal, negate, removal. The Storm Dusters actually really helped out in my Inspector Border Stun, which was one of the last matchups that I had. He opened Inspector Border, normal summon, set 4. I actually went first, so I had the one Judgment, triple or double Storm Duster, the Metaverse, and I think another card. So he normal summon, set 4 pass and phase, pop these 2, cleared the entire back row, got the Metaverse, activate the mine, and he just basically scooped at that. Let's go to the extra deck. This is basically nothing. I mean, I'm just running these just generics just to get my Pot of Extravagance to pop off. I think one time I was either gonna go into the Linkaribo because one of the guys gave me a token, but I was actually already high enough on my Cauldron of the Old Main counter, so I actually just burned it for game. But other than that, I mean, my extra deck really means nothing to me. So whenever I actually shuffle and offer it to my opponent, they either don't care because they already know what kind of deck I'm playing. So that really is, not important to me. Onto the side deck, double Lava Golem. This was one of the staple cards that I wish that I saw. And my first loss against a Thunder Dragon player, we went to game 3, and he actually top decked into a Danko Seka. So that basically made me cry because I couldn't activate anything. And I wish I would have played 3, but unfortunately I couldn't draw anything, and that ultimately was my downfall, and I ended up losing that game, which I ended up going to my first loss against the Thunder Dragon player. Next one, Triple Curse Seal, really good card. This was one of the main staples that I sided in when I would go into a game 2, especially when I knew that they already had Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twisters, or anything just or like an engage for the Sky Striker. Once I resolved this, they basically just couldn't play anything else after that, and they eventually scooped on that one. The Triple Red Reboot, another staple card, another one of my side cards that I would actually bring into the duel. Triple Cyclone, then the double MST. So just more back row removal, just in generic. Ultimately, these I actually didn't really side in, but Cosmics, Red Reboots, and the Curse Seal, sometimes the Lava Golems, just depending on the type of deck that I was playing against. Ironically, I was actually waiting for the 2 Draco matchup for these Cosmic Cyclones, but that didn't come up. So because the 2 Draco is actually one of my worst matchups, so once the Disciples or the Heritage, once they start popping off and go to the graveyard, they can actually break my back row. So that's why I was actually going with the Cosmic Cyclone instead of the Twin Twisters, but I actually didn't play that or play the True Draco matchup. So, but it's still ultimately what ended up being good in the end.
Nice. All right, you got any shoutouts?
Yeah, shout out to, first of all, the Resilient Rooster, good YouTube channel. Shout out to Cosmic Asylum. Shout out to all the people there that I play with. A couple people there actually went to the PPG as well, and they actually taught better. Went X2, top 24. Got my invite for the one in Orlando. Think I might go, but it just depends, if I get some time off and actually just pay for my flight and everything like that.
Do you still think that you can top with this deck?
Yeah, actually, I did some kind of play testing online, and actually took out a couple different other cards and just kind of working around True Draco. Most of all the metas, they really don't have an out to it. I mean, when they side evenly matched, Cosmic Cyclone, stuff like that, I'm usually more prepared on the second duel, or even if we go to a game 3. But I'm starting in a little bit more, and hopefully I think it'll go well, get some luck on my side, and I think I might be able to top the next event as well.
Nice, man. Thanks for the deck profile.
All right, thank you.